narrates all that he has learned of the art of riddling, by dint of diligent study and through years of discourse with others of similar inclination. The posing and puzzling of riddles is a convention of the polite aristocratic Western society. Nobles and social aspirants collect books of riddles and study them, hoping to thereby increase the chances of their appearing sly and witty in conversations. A metal neither black nor red, as heavy as man's golden greed. What you do to stay ahead with friend or arrow or steed. The answer is lead. A man says, if you lie to me, I will slay you with my sword. If you tell me the truth, I will slay you with a spell. What do you say to stay alive? Damn it, I remember this from... This was a Morrowind thing. If you lie to me, I will slay you with my sword. If you tell me the truth, I will slay you with a spell. What do you say to stay alive? You will slay me with a sword. A Bosmer was slain. The Altmer claims the Dunmer is guilty. The Dunmer says the Khajiit did it. The Orc swears he didn't kill the Bosmer. The Khajiit says the Dunmer is lying. If only one of these speaks the truth, who killed the Bosmer? The answer is the Orc. Why? Anyway, this is the Book of Riddles. Why does it have to fall over? Anyway, I'm going to sit here and save before I read another book. Let's read the Thalmor dossier on Delphi. Status: active. Capture or kill. High priority. Emissary level approval. Description: female, Breton, mid-50s. Background: Delphine was a high-priority target during the First War for both operational and political reasons. She was directly involved in several of the most damaging operations carried out by the Blades within the Dominion. She had been identified and was stated for the initial purge, but by bad luck was recalled to Cyrodiil just before the outbreak of hostilities. During the war, she evaded 3 attempts on her life, in one case killing an entire assassination team. Since then, we have only indirect evidence of her movements, as she has proven extremely alert to our surveillance. She should be considered very dangerous, and no move against her should be made without overwhelming force and the most careful preparation. Operational notes. She is believed to still be working actively against us within Skyrim, although we have no location on her. Assumed to be working alone, as no other Blades are known to be active in Skyrim, and she has in the past avoided contact with other fugitive Blades for her own security. One of the reasons she has so far evaded elimination. Her continued existence is an affront to all of us. Any information on her whereabouts or activity should be immediately forwarded to the third emissary. I can just do that right now. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. I don't even have to get up to put the fucking thing down there. So I'm gonna read another book after I stop and save again. Alright, this is The Stolen Book. Rimanata. Sancrator and the Birth of Riman. And in those days the empire of the Cyrodiils was dead, save in memory only for through war and slug famine and iniquitous rulers, the west split from the east, and Colovius' estrangement lasted some 400 of years. And the earth was sick with this sundering. Once worthy western kings of Anvil and Sarkal, of Falkreath and Delodil, became through pride and habit as like thief barons and forgot covenant. In the heartland things were no better, as arcanists and false moth princes lay in drugged stupor or the studies of vileness, and no one sat on the throne in dusted generations. Snakes and the warnings of snakes went unheeded, and the land bled with ghosts in deepest holes unto cold harbors. It is said that even the Kim El Adabal, the amulet of the kings of glory, had been lost, and its people saw no reason to find it. And it was in this darkness that King Hrol set out from the lands beyond Lost Twill, with a sortie of questing knights numbered 18 less 1, all of them western sons and daughters. For Hrol had seen in his visions the snakes to come, and sought to heal all the borders of his forebears. And to his host appeared at last a spirit who resembled none other than Estia, queen of ancient times, who bore in her left hand the dragon fire of the Akatosh, and in her right hand the jewels of a covenant, and on her breast a wound that spilt void onto her mangled feet. And seeing Elastia and Camel Adabal, Hrol and his knights wailed and set to their knees and prayed for all things to become as right. Unto them the Spirit said, I am the healer of all men and the mother of dragons. But as you have run so many times for me, so shall I run until you learn my pain, which renders you and all this land dead. And the Spirit fled from them, and they split among hills and forests to find her, all grieving that they had become a villainous people. Hrol and his shield thane were the only ones to find her, and the king spoke to her, saying, I love you, sweet Aless, sweet wife of Shor and of Ariel, and the sacred bull, and would render this land alive again, not through pain, but through a return of the dragon fires of covenant, to join east and west and throw off all ruin. And the shield thane bore witness to the spirit opening naked to his king, carving on a nearby rock in words, and folded love unto a hillock before dying in the sight of your reunion. I gotta take a break for a second. When the 15 other knights found King Roll, they saw him dead after his labors against a mound of mud, and they parted each in their way, and some went mad, and the two that returned to their homeland beyond Twill would say nothing of Roll, and acted ashamed for him. But after 9 months that mound of mud became as a small mountain, and there were whispers among the shepherds and bulls, a small community of believers, gathered around that growing hill during the days of its first churning, and they were the first to name it the Golden Hill, Sancrator, and it was the shepherdess Sedvena who dared climb the hill when she heard his first cry. And at its peak she saw what it had yielded, an infant named Riemann, which is light of man. And in the child's forehead was the Kimmel Adabal, alive with the dragon fires of yore and the divine promise. And none dared obstruct Sedvena when she climbed the steps of the white gold tower to place the babe Riemann on his throne, where he spoke as an adult, saying, I am Cyrodiil come. And in the days of interregnum, the Kimmel Adabal was lost again amid the petty wars of gone heathen kings. West and East knew no union then, and all the lands outside of them saw Cyrodiil as a nest of snakemen and snakes. And for 4 more hundreds of years did the seed of the Riemann stay sundered, with only the machinations of a group of loyal knights keeping all its borders from throwing wide. These loyal knights go by no name then, but were known by their eastern swords and painted eyes, as it was whispered that they were descended from the bodyguard of the old Riemann. One of their number, called the Chevalier Renaud, discovered the prowess of Kubal Khan and supported him towards the throne. Only later would it be revealed that Renaud did this thing to come closer to Talos, and on Stormcrown the glorious yet Emperor Tiber Septim. Only later still that he was under instruction by a pig. Long glory his wife to all the knights of the Dragon Banner, who knew no other, and were brothers before or beyond many seas, and now were brothers under the law named the Blade's Surrender of Pale Pass. And having vampire blood, these brother knights lived for ages through and past Riemann, and then kept guard over his ward, the coiled king, Versadu Shai, and the snake captain Vershu became Renaud, became the protector of the northern west when the black dart was hooked into Severian Korak. Here torn pages indicate the rest of this ancient book has been lost. What the fuck is... That book didn't make any sense at the very end. Well, I guess it's time to read another book, but I gotta save first.